MESH is a growing and positive initiative. It's about making ideas happen in a sustainable way. In this short video, we want to give you a more personal experience of the medical, educational and community projects MESH has been doing in 2012 on your behalf. Our journeys to DaLat in the southern highlands of Vietnam began in 2009. So, over 4 years, more than 600 consultations and nearly 250 operations later, what's changed? Surgery is scary. Establishing the routine of allowing parents to be with their child until they're asleep has been a great step forward for the anaesthetists. We'd usually run 2 theatres, teaching in one and troubleshooting in another. Running only 1 theatre this year allowed us more one-on-one time for everyone. Yeah.
In Australia, some surgeons use this to cut this.
There's still lots of teaching and any number of poses.
Sutures, very very close, very close.
Tức là anh muốn dùng cái kim cắt tí độ này có thể kim tròn không ạ? Round độ.
Yes, around there. Yeah. I know. Love around there.
There's a need for flexibility. And it's tiring, inspiring and fun.
You look funny, huh?
When we first started, being able to have simple but life-changing procedures locally, if at all, was impossible for small children. Now, all Lum Dong surgeons and anaesthetists exceed Australian standards for the 3 procedures we've taught so far. Basic equipment needs remain a stumbling block to reducing both risks and mortality associated with surgery here. We're currently raising funds to supply 6 modern anaesthetic machines in 2013. Dr. He has always been a keen supporter of MESH, and this year we strengthened his Australian links with a live feed from the operating theatre in Lum Dong to medical students and GP trainees at Newcastle Uni. We know this experience has increased the students' enthusiasm for participating in overseas aid. Apart from their invaluable role in screening children for surgery before we come, Milton, Maureen and Amy spend long hours travelling around the province, as well as doing health checks on all the children in the places visited by the education team. The Red Cross has recognised our concern and commitment to local people, and as a result, this year, organised to look after the children's dental problems. A decision to see a doctor is expensive, so we decided to train carers how to treat common problems. This year, we trialled earache, and, with the backup of Vietnamese language flowcharts and Amy's ears, we'll see how successful that's been next year. The education team are chiefly involved with 3 groups. The Lum Dong Blind Association is a residential community of 50 blind or partially sighted people aged 5 to 50 plus years. Kam Lee is a home where children from local ethnic minority groups board during the year so they can go to school. And Happiness House is a home for blind or partially blind children with intellectual or behavioural problems aged 5 to 17 years. Having the flexibility to work within 3 very different environments that are ever changing is really challenging and requires a range of strategies in order to adapt to their differing needs. For example, at Lam Dong, several of the adults work as masseurs and have English-speaking clients, so we focus on occupation-related learning using repetition of English phrases. For the younger children at Lam Dong and those at Happiness House, we use play with a variety of simple resources such as Play-Doh. Everyone loves Play-Doh. For them, activities like our annual ice cream run or going to the market to load supplies for the next 4 to 5 months is just like Christmas. We currently have no face-to-face teaching involvement at Camley. However, the establishment and maintenance of the Sister School project with Newcastle East Public School has brought about the exchange of correspondence and ideas amongst students, and in 2013, the prospect of a short-term teaching project by some of the teaching staff from Newcastle East. In many ways, our impact in the education sector is harder to measure than the medical. This is because there are a huge number of intangible but nevertheless obvious and important outcomes. For example, feelings of self-confidence and self-worth that come from learning another language, or by sharing experiences and friendships with people from another world. The fact that people care enough about them to keep coming back means a lot to them. They tell us we're the only group who's ever returned to help them. We were proud and excited to see the completed well at Camley, the final result of several years of planning. The water from this bore now supplies the cleaning and sanitation needs for the children and nuns, greatly easing precious finances that can go to the children's welfare and education. We were approached by the Red Cross 2 years ago about a project at Xuan Tao Preschool. The current toilets were non-operational and there was no water. Confidence that our partnership was going to achieve our aims within budget was the major impediment to sealing this contract, especially since the Red Cross in Vietnam is a government institution with widespread concerns about its transparency. Since they were providing elementary education for children of local subsistence farmers, and we had a long-standing relationship with the Vice Director, Mr. Bao, they got completed. The future? The infrastructure changes at Camley cannot yet be considered complete, and we'd be keen to engage with Australian sponsors in furthering a sustainable water supply there. The people in Lam Dong live hard and often chaotic lives with passion and humour. We continue to be inspired by them and deeply touched by the lives we're invited to share. They are proud and resourceful and will continue to push forward without us. But they wouldn't mind a hand. Mesh exists because of you. It is a privilege acting as your voices and hands. Thank you.
Tôi yêu cha Pi không còn cô đơn, không buồn, không vui. Tôi nghe cha Pi chợt thấy nao lòng về một giấc mơ. Ôi cha Pi.